this demonstration, Galen will be meeting with one of the key people in a Fidelity visit, the Supported Employment Supervisor, who will add more detailed information about how supported employment is actually implemented in this agency. Let's take a look.
Gail, I appreciate you spending some time with me today. I have just a few questions about your Supported Employment Program services. I'll take a few notes while we're doing this, if that's all right with you.
Sure, I'm a bit nervous, but let's go for it.
All right. Well, let me address your nervousness just a little bit. Purpose of a Fidelity review is just to determine to what degree your Supported Employment Program services are congruent with the evidence-based practice Fidelity scale, all right? I want to emphasize, we're not here to judge your work or any of your staff's work. We already know you do great work.
Oh, thanks. That helps.
All right, so let's get started, okay?
Okay.
All right. Gail, there are several things you can be very helpful with. First of all, how do you get clients into your Supported Employment Program services, and how does that process work?
The case manager generally makes a referral once the client has expressed an interest in going to work.
And about how long does that process take?
Approximately 5 to 7 days.
All right. Can anyone make a referral into your Supported Employment Program?
Sure. A psychiatrist can make a referral at a mental health team meeting, and a client can also make a self-referral.
I'm wondering, how would a client know that they could make a self-referral?
I'm not sure about that.
Well, sounds like there are multiple ways that a client can get referred into your Supported Employment Program. I'm wondering, could you describe a client and who would be a good referral to your SE services?
Well, anybody who wants to work is a good referral.
I'm wondering about those clients who use alcohol and drugs. Does it make sense to refer them into Supported Employment Services?
Yes, but we require that they be involved in some type of treatment program, such as AA or substance abuse.
Okay. What about those clients who are experiencing an increase in symptoms? They're hearing voices, or they have a really difficult time focusing and concentrating?
Sure, that's okay. We work with a number of people who have a lot of symptoms, and actually the employment specialists say that it's not the symptoms as much as they prefer somebody who really wants to work.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What about pre-vocational kinds of things? For example, work adjustment program or work training?
Well, most people are referred over to the Supportive Employment Program, but we do have a janitorial program that Carol works, and that is for individuals who may have a gap in their work history or haven't worked at all, or have had some history of felony charges and employment barriers such as that.
Mm-hmm. About how long do those folks stay in that janitorial program?
Oh, about 3 to 6 months.
Okay, very good, thanks. That's helpful. I'd like to switch gears just a little bit.
Okay.
Let me talk about how you provide supervision and how does that process work?
Oh, we have a team meeting in which all the employment specialists and we discuss various cases. And we generally do 2 presentations a week in which we kind of brainstorm and help each other out with whatever cases that we're working with.
Could you tell me just a little more about that? What's the agenda look like?
Well, like I said, we do 2 presentations a week, and we also have, we share good news, and those are generally clients who have, for instance, done well on an interview or have been employed for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, maybe gone from part-time to full-time, those kinds of things.
Oh, that's great. Well, looks like you've put a great deal of effort into your supervision process. What did you say? How often do you meet?
Probably about 3 times a month.
Okay. So you're responsible for the supervision of your team. What other responsibilities do you have?
Well, I kind of get involved with the referral process with the case manager. If there's a problem with that referral, we want individuals to be comfortable with using our supportive employment services. So we try and work that out as best we can right away.
Any other kinds of responsibilities that you serve in the agency?
Yes, I supervise the group home Able House, in which there are 4 staff, and I supervise schedules, training, and make sure that everything is up to code.
Well, it sounds like that supervision of that group home could get just a little bit complicated. Does that mean you have to cover for staff and deal with some crisis?
Absolutely, about 50% of the time.
All right, so 50% of your time is probably devoted to the group home then, is that correct?
Correct.
All right. I want to switch gears just again. I want to talk just a little about your ability to sort of train your staff. And as you know, job development plays a major role in the life of a supported employment specialist. How do they learn to perform that?
Well, we request that employment specialists view the SC training video. We also, when hiring, we look for people who don't have an issue with approaching employers. And also, new staff generally do shadowing or following employment specialists who have been here a bit.
All right, that's great. I'm just curious, do you ever have time to go out in the community and do some field mentoring with your staff?
Well, I'm always trying to plan that, but it's difficult to schedule, and I'm not sure how helpful I would be, to be honest, with job development. I have little experience with that.
Sure, I understand that, and I learn every time I go out with employment specialists, so I don't necessarily see that as a problem. Even as a supported employment supervisor, you interview staff when you hire folks. Is that correct? And you've done your own job search before.
That's correct. That's a good point.
That's right. So you do have some knowledge about an employer's perspective on that. Well, Gail, you've provided me with a great deal of information. Before we end here, I just want to make sure that we don't leave without asking if you have any questions for me.
And no, I don't.
All right. Well, hey, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, Sandy. Here are some of my thoughts about what we heard in this interview. First, I heard more about the work adjustment program, which relates to the Fidelity item zero exclusion. Additionally, the agency requires that people who are using drugs and alcohol participate in substance abuse treatment before they're eligible for supported employment services.
Nice observations, Galen. We also heard some information about Fidelity item, role of supported employment supervisor. The supervisor provides structured group supervision for the supported employment unit and meets the case management supervisors to work on integrating services. However, given her other agency responsibilities, like managing the group home, she has not been able to learn some of the critical skills like job development, and therefore has not gone out with her staff in the community to provide field mentoring on job development.
During this demonstration, I stepped briefly into the role of a consultant to give the supervisor some encouragement. She already knows something about job development because of her own job searches, and as the supported employment team leader, she hires people. So let's move on to the next demonstration and take a look at a mental health treatment team meeting.